Love when a game does something. What is up, everybody? We will be starting here shortly as we dive into what I would like to say is, if you were the documentary team from What We Do in the Shadows, but placed into Mothership or Event Horizon recording the catastrophes, that is ARKYVR, and that's what we're going to be looking at today here from Alewood Games. We'll be starting off here in about 9 minutes. Grab yourself something to drink. I already have my lunch. And then we will see what this game is all about. I got a little bit of a special extra at the end of the show as well. Reminder, this Monday is our last Breachers episode for the season. I'll take us into 12 episodes, and we'll be doing our mini-series coming up here in November. As always, December, the cast is off and the crew, but not me. Oh no, I will still be around in December doing EFP lives, maybe some corpse talks, because we got to get that back on the road. But most importantly, Living ETHUANTIA is coming back using the Dragonbane rules. If you're in our Discord, you probably already saw some of the information. I talked about, would you like to keep your character? Would you like to bring a new one on board? What is it you're most interested in? Go ahead and check out the Discord under Living ETHUANTIA channel, and let me know what it is you would like to do. If you've already played the game and you want to keep your character, we'll find a way to convert him over. I recommend making a whole new one in this wonderful system of Dragonbane. Be live in a couple minutes, and as always, everybody, stay creepy. Can we just talk about the fact that it is 80 fucking degrees here in October? Oh my God. For those who don't know, I am a big fan of Alchemy. I've been using them for over a year now, and they sponsor a lot of our shows. They have so many wonderful games that are brought to life on their VTT with all of the archetypes, characters, things that you could need for games like Vaesen and honestly most of the Free League catalog. If you're looking for a new VTT or you're just looking for a VTT for the first time, I highly recommend it for your at-home use. If you're wanting to add maps, overlays, custom WebMs that play animations and things like that, and you want animated maps, this is kind of the way to go. I've used every VTT out there, and I have a top 2, and this is one of them. Vaesen's got some new stuff coming out. They also have a Kickstarter. We're going to be doing a little news today before we dive into our look into ARKYVR. So if you're looking at new things to play, new things coming out, don't worry, I got you covered.
Hey everybody, we will be kicking this off here in just a minute. Get everything together that you need. Get a drink, get some coffee, get some water, whatever you want. We're going to be diving into a few things today. Top of the hour, we're going to be looking over a couple of the Kickstarters out right now, along with what we're going to be reviewing here in November. I'm going to be going to a Free League rabbit hole. They've been giving me a bunch of new products, and a bunch of it crosses over to Alchemy as well. So I want to make sure that I am kind of hitting all of the notes. After that, we're going to be diving into ARKYVR, a Mothership expansion that you play the documentary team, getting the best shots, the best lights, and hoping not to die to the aliens. And after that, we're going to be talking about what's coming up here in November. You know, for EFP.
left you all behind. Still love you in Tennessee, you're always on my mind. And mama, every Saturday I can hear your southern drawl 1,000 miles away saying, God, what have you done? You're a big bony girl and you dance at the club. Oh my, I'm just having fun. All the sage in my heels, it's where I belong, down at the Big Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Big Pony Club. I'm gonna keep on dancing down in West Hollywood. I'm gonna keep on dancing at the Big Pony Club. Big Pony Club.
All right, everybody, it's game time. Let's get the show on the road, shall we? I went and changed because it's too fucking hot here to be wearing a shirt. I have my Negan shirt on, and I legitimately thought I was gonna die. Like, oh buddy, it's too hot. It's too hot for me. So I changed into my secret shirt, for those who don't know. Barely see it. It's black on black, but it is there. You can see the little secret. For those who don't know, if you have the secret shirt, after our shows, we do a little like after talk, and we go through like leveling our characters, leveling up our experiences, all of that kind of stuff. But that is something that's just available if you pick up a shirt. You can join us in. We do pretty much after every show. We have one more show left for Breachers and SHADOWDARK. We will be coming back to Breachers. Don't worry, everybody. Someone asked me if we're done with Breachers, and we're not done with Breachers. The show is a riot. The cast wants to do it, but there's some other things we want to visit. So we're probably going to do another one here pretty soon. I think pretty soon. Allie, hey, welcome. How you doing? Nick, I see you're here as well. Servings is up there. No, it is 83 degrees in this room, probably mostly because of the furnace of a PC over here. But it is 77 to 82 out today. It's the end of fucking October. I couldn't imagine having to wear a Halloween costume in this shit. I'd be so angry. It's too fucking warm, man. Too warm. So we got a bunch of changes coming up to EFP over the next 2 months as we prep to go into the new year. Every year I try to kind of level up the channel a little bit. And because of how some travel went for ETHUANTIA, my cast for ETHUANTIA, hey Kylie, how are you? What is Kylie doing out there? Kylie's visiting? Hi Kylie. I didn't know you were visiting out there. So anyway, we're going to be changing some stuff up. ETHUANTIA had some people travel, so we were like 2 weeks behind on our shows. So now our Breacher show and our ETHUANTIA show are just kind of coming to an end together, which is fine. I try to stagger my shows as a producer director so I have work time in between, right? Like my goal is to make sure that I have time to prep the next show to its fruition. These are both ending at the same time. So instead, I am going to do a mini series in November like we have for the last couple of years. We'll be talking about that a little bit during the show. Probably a lot of it, actually. And then in December, it's going to be primarily me, maybe some of the cast coming on to guest and do some stuff, some talk showy stuff. Corpse Talk, the brand of Corpse Talk, is going to be kind of enveloping a little bit more the EFP channel. I love those overlays. I love the concept of interviewing people. Some of them will be the game where I'm doing the game with them. Some of them will not be. Some of them will be just after hours. And then like the after hours, I'm just talking. And then I like the overlays for it in the cards. The cards are going to be something that will be able to be used to interact with the live shows that I do. Similar like to this. EFP Live will still be around. You'll probably see it more often, to be honest. I'm going to be doing more reviews and stuff. I'm thinking EFP Live is going to become twice a week. and then probably 1 or 2 shows depending on the season. And then when we come back after our December break, the cast, we will start up our new shows. Right now, we're looking at Wild Sea, which we reviewed last week. If you missed that stream, you can catch it. I also have an abridged version coming out as well for people who don't have a 3-hour attention span. And then I don't know what our other show is going to be for. I don't know what the show's going to be. And I'm not positive on something yet. Well, we will see. I will tell you, you guys are all welcome for our lovely, in case you missed it, I'll tell you what. In case you missed it, I will just play it. So we said there was going to be a second season finale. It was a little bit of a trick or treat. That's not at all what happened. Instead, we did this. Let's go over the table and I'll show you. So, we did this instead. I'm muting myself.
Regder sees the smoke pouring out of Burke's mouth. You see him reach into his backpack and start pulling out the fibers of the fire moth trap as he gets ready to trap Burke so he can't hurt himself or anybody else, because he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. And
Maria's heart sinks as she sees Burke become possessed by the Fawn Prince. Concerned for her new friend, but more concerned about the prince's escape, she reaches into her belt and, well...
As Burke's consciousness begins to fade, as the Fawn Prince takes over, there's an almost inaudible sigh, perhaps of relief. And
okay, so Georgia in full skeletal bear form is still holding up this pillar and begins to feel that additional weight coming down from the steps. Roots are going to start to try to break through.
Hey, Star Drew. Hi, Kylie. Yeah, Colorado's beautiful.
Georgia's skeletal form in bear.
This was our trick for everybody for trick or treat.
Strong, and
you heard what George is doing, holding the ice pillar aloft as the spirit steps out, breaking its prison. And we'll see you for season 3 of ETHUANTIA Superstitions.
Little bloopers.
This is the break time. You can cut this out. Hi, Eric.
I didn't cut it out, Allie. I didn't.
Where's a Belmont when you need him? I think that's me.
Where it turns out Regder was Agatha all along.
This piece here, Drew sent this to me. He forgot to do the blooper, and he sent this to me.
Turns out,
and I was like, oh, I have to add this.
Regder was Agatha all along.
You thought there was another episode, didn't you?
Pew, 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 pew. Okay, bye-bye.
So that was a little callback to our Ogre Force days, just so people know what that was. But anyway, we're not doing another episode for ETHUANTIA. We're going to be doing a whole other season of ETHUANTIA. A little background, since you guys are all here, we are going to... there's going to be some new characters and the old characters as well. So it should be pretty entertaining. Don't worry, same cast, as far as I know at least. But there's going to be some new characters and old characters. I have an idea for something I want to do. I like to change it up. So we're going to be doing a city campaign coming up. And we're going to be in Vasselve, which is where, if anyone played in a living ETHUANTIA, that is where the woman who showed up during the season that said that you had to give an offering so she could bless your place so that the cryptids don't come into your house. It's her city. She's the eldest sister. So we're going to be way up in the peak of the mountains in Moldavia on the plateaus, playing there, which I love city campaigns. That's one of my favorite things to run, so I'm excited for that. But anyway, other than that, I have a few things to go over. So Free League has been bombing me with things to review and look at in a good way. Is bombing ever a good thing? Maybe when it's things to look at. I guess bombing me with books to look at. So some of you might notice the new setup back here. Down here, I got all my books I got to review in the very back lower left corner, along with some giveaway stuff. We're going to be going through those. We're going to be going through probably the new... Well, here, I can just show you some of it here. Let's go over here. So they have had a huge kick run season. I think we're going to be going over the Electric State. I think I'm going to be going over Mines of Moria that came out, the Doors of Durin. I think I'm going to be going over that. And then right now, they have this Kickstarter going. So that'll kind of bring us into it. This is their Kickstarter that's running right now. 21 days to go. This thing is already crushing. Crushing. Vaesen is an amazing, amazing set piece. If I was not running ETHUANTIA, I would probably just run this. Because it has so many of the same love letters that I have to horror. But I haven't watched this video yet. So I figured we'd watch this really quick. It looks pretty. Such a smart trailer. Ooh, baby. Carpathia, the city of my nightmares, sounds so good. Look at this art, everybody. I'm excited for this. Oh, they're doing prints of his art? God damn, this is gorgeous. Nick, it is a fantastic game. I do love running it. You got to have the right team for it. It's very investigative. There's some really cool stuff. You also have to have a team that cares about their like HQ and building things up and making the archives and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's a really different game. I love the map here, though. This is gorgeous. So cool. Oh, is this going to be a fucking box set? It's a starter set. This is smart. This is really smart. Wow. And it's going to be an Alchemy, Foundry, and Roll20. If you ever want to know what like the most popular VTTs are, just look at what everyone's building for. I am so down for this. Correct, Nick. Correct. This is just beautiful. I love his art so much. Look at this motherfucker. What is this? A fucked up vampire cherub? What is that? Song of a Fallen Star, Winter's Tale, the Free League co-founder, Thomas Harstrom, Silver of the Sea. He's awesome. Co-writer and editor. Nice. Nice. Look at the people who have covered this game. Boom. Boom. Actual play. Actual play. I've thought about doing an actual play for this. I really have. Well, I got the shipping costs kind of balled up based on the seasons, what happens. So anyway, this is a Kickstarter I think that would be something that's extremely cool to back if you're looking for something in that Halloween flavor, right? Let's be honest, I celebrate Halloween up through Christmas. I said to a bunch of people, I'm doing Krampus this year. Not even doing Christmas, just Krampus. It is very Del Toro. It's so cool. So anyway, I wanted to show that off, okay? So let's close that out. Electric State's another one I'm going to be reviewing here coming up. This is in the same venue from Tales from the Loop. I got the preview copy. I'm going to check out the street dates, and I think I'm going to review this next because the art from this gentleman is amazing as well. If you're unfamiliar with this, let's take a look. Are we done? Take a look. There we go. I've always enjoyed the visuals from this gentleman. Amazing artist. Love Apocalypse games. This music is creepy, like fairground creepy almost. Like if an arcade fucked a fairground, this was the music we got. So this is the other one I'm interested in. I'm going to review this here coming up pretty soon. Another really great one from Free League. I know that it... What did it go at? I don't know what this is in US dollars, but 4 mil. 4 mil. The artwork from this... I think they build the game around the artwork. Like, let me scroll through. I have this PDF to review. I just got to see if the embargo's up so I can review it. This is what Ready Player One should have been. I didn't think of it that way, but maybe. Gorgeous again, really cool. I'm interested in doing this. So that's another one I'll be going over this coming month. I'm excited for the new Replicant Rebellion. I'm really excited for this. The new version of Coriolis is something I've wanted for a long time because I really want to run it. It's sci-fi horror. It's one of my favorites, but it's like Arabian Nights meets sci-fi horror. It is gorgeous. This is the second edition. So I'm really waiting for this to come out. I love this setting. We almost ran this instead of Breachers, but I just didn't have time to do new overlays. I was too busy. There's something else I want to look up, a review when it comes out. I think this would make a great solo play. I think this would be a great solo set piece. Like 100%. So that's all the Kickstarter stuff really I wanted to talk about. So we're going to be going over some of those. I'm going to be reviewing some of them. There's some other ones I'm interested in, but I think I'm going to kind of keep it to Free League here coming up in November. Maybe some of the stuff will weave through if something really awesome hits my radar. I'm never going to turn down something great to look at. But today, I want to talk about... I was at Gamehole Con. I was really excited looking around. My buddy Rob Whelan, who writes for Wired and Forbes and does a bunch of other just general reviews, just a really good reviewer for product and stuff like that. You can find him all over the place. He's a local by me. And we were at Gamehole. He sat down, I think it was Saturday night, and I was like, yo, what are the objects you would pick up here? Like, what games would you absolutely pick up? And one of them was WildStar, which we did. We reviewed that. So hold on here. We went over this last week. We went over WildStar already. This is a gorgeous piece. This is the GM screen over top. This was the first one. Now, back here, obviously I've reset everything up. I got this. He told me I should check out ARKYVR. I didn't know what ARKYVR was. I do know what Mothership is. I'm a big fan of Mothership. An ARKYVR is I don't want to say a module, but like an add-on to the amazingness that is Mothership. Now, I know people have some problems with Tuesday night games. We're not going to talk about that. I don't have a problem with them. People were mad because they didn't get their box set quick enough and all that stuff. Guess what? Kickstarter takes time. Be patient. I mean, look at Serving Hands. She's still waiting for her Digidice. That shit's never hitting her doorstep. Anyway, so ARKYVR is an add-on for Mothership. And the way this game works is you are playing a documentary crew, like a documentarian crew, or maybe a film crew, filming the craziness that happens in Mothership. And you get scored. They had a great pack. There was like $40-something. You might be able to order the pack still. We'll look at this stuff in PDF format as well. But it comes with these cards. So this is your score sheet. For you got to get your shots because you're a film team, right? You got to get your shots. And then on the back side of this, there is a character What is this? I'm just gonna tear one off. Here. On the back side of this, there is your ship ID, your 50K digital camera storage unit, and then the stuff that you capture. Right? Stuff that you capture. And then this little spot here is where you put the printed cards. And again, there's PDFs for this as well. And this has your gear. So we just talked about that camera. This is the camera. And it tells you all the stats. They're like little business cards, right? And these are the pieces you get and they sit on top of it. Now, you don't have to have the physical. I just wanted the physical because I love what this book looks like. And I think you're probably going to agree once you see the PDFs. So I picked it up. The book is smaller. It's not huge. It's made to be added on. I think it's like 68 pages. 67, 68 with the back cover, which has information on it. So a few things about this company. This company, Wood, is full of people who work or make films. I will give you their website here in chat. So check this out when you get a chance. That's ARKYVR from Wood. Now let's go over and actually take a look at their webpage and what's going on and the concept behind it and everything else. So they did a bunch of Zine Month stuff, and I was super excited about this. When Rob told me to check it out, I was like, fine, I will. And this is all about a OSR supplement of being a film crew for 2 to 5 people, where this tagline kind of covers it all. Coverage did not include filming the death of your crewmates. And they put together this little audio drama to kind of give you an idea of what it's about. If you scroll down, you can see the Zine Month stuff. This is a really good review from Quinn's Quest. But this is the video that I wanted to show off to give an idea of what it's about.
Okay to keep going?
Yeah.
Right. For the record, sound engineer R. Magsino,
Dead.
producer W. Cox,
Dead.
camera operator A. Cheng,
Dead.
equipment,
Like I said before, only the tapes survived.
Yep, fucked.
and the footage on those tapes.
Exactly what they wanted.
Corporates already reviewed your footage. They're claiming breach of contract.
Bullshit, it's all there. All the coverage they requested.
The coverage did not include filming the deaths of your crewmates.
Sure it
There was
does.
no helping them. You'd already heard it. The signal. That's how it gets you. And if corporate saw the footage, they know it works just like they had
Captain,
hoped.
they're not paying you, okay? That's where this is all going. Once they've claimed breach of contract, there's nothing you can do. Whatever you dreamed of doing with that footage, you can forget it.
You got it, buddy.
No. Due to the circumstances, we think it would be best if we transferred you out of the ARKYVR unit and into something a little more.
Send me back.
You think they're gonna give you another chance, kiddo? We're lucky they didn't blacklist the entire agency.
Usually
I'll
they just
find
kill
another
you.
company. There are 100
Legitimately.
patrons in the sector alone.
Fail too hard, you
who
die.
pulled footage from inside that freighter.
If what you're claiming is true, why would you risk your life going back in there?
Because it's out there.
What's out there?
My masterpiece.
That's right. So I didn't know that that was a lens on the head until I watched this video and they animated it. I never realized that was a lens. Right? I thought this was a fucking phenomenal way to kind of intro the game. And this has just such a great look and feel for it. Shoot footage, not guns. You're recording everything. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you can see this guy. Got your camcorder up here. They got everything. It's just a really, really well put together piece. I'm excited to run this because for the audience, so since you guys are here, we are going to be doing this for November. We're going to be running ARKYVR as our mini-series, 3 to 4 episodes. It's going to span most of November and into a week of December. That is our current game plan, okay? So I figured I should probably look through this, right? I should probably see what this is about, figure out what it is, how it plays. This is part of I believe, a zine competition. You can buy the PDF now for $10. There are 4 classes in here that basically replace the classes in Mothership. Characters are very easy to make. I recommend making 2 for my time reading through this. And you can see basically you have a lights person, a sound person, a camera person, and then the producer director, right? I think it's producer, camera operator, sound recordist, utility technician, so lights and everything else. And they got a pretty good readout on how to do this and how to run it. I'm going to be using this in conjunction with Hull Breach, which is another amazing, that one's actually a book for things you can use from Mothership to kind of level things up. And there's some cool stuff in here, so we'll go through it. You can see there's the demo and everything else you can get for $10. I will give you also access to this. So this is the ARKYVR itch.io. Feel free to check that out as well if you want to look through it as I'm looking through. Mothership, if you want to pick up Mothership and you don't have it, the Mothership core book is free. You can get it free on DriveThruRPG. You can get it free through their website, but it is free. I do recommend, if you ever want to run it, to pick up the deluxe set. Okay? And then you can also pick up their module here as well on Tuesday Night Games. Tuesday Night Games, people who make Mothership. You can pick up the physical and print copy for $25. And we're about ready to go through this and take a look at the game. This is Hull Breach. I highly recommend this. So, how do I summarize this? Obviously, today we're going to do a recording of my overall thoughts once we take a look through this. I've, to be honest, been looking through this a decent amount, so it's not quite a first look with you all. I've already kind of been reading because I'm prepping myself and getting ready, and I will be as frank as possible with this. I have not found a lot of coverage of this. This thing came out in February last year, and I not heard about it until Rob told me. And I can't find a single actual play. I can't find a single full review of the product. Short, that's not true. The one gentleman does cover it, Quinn, but it's a small segment of his entire review of Mothership. He's kind of comparing Mothership to Aliens, right? So I haven't seen anyone really doing anything with it. I found one TikTok or was it a YouTube short, which I'll play for you here. I think this is probably the best encapsulation of what it is.
Love when a game does something I've never seen before. Like an RPG where your missions are to make documentaries. There are still monsters, aliens, space cults, and faction politics, but your characters are still ultimately a film crew. This is ARKYVR, a sci-fi horror toolkit for Mothership, where you play the producer, camera operator, sound recordist, and lighting tech for a mercenary film unit. Missions come from your meddling executive sponsor in the form of a shot list, specific audio and video captures on which your payment is contingent. Now, any number of horrors, from technical difficulties to void leviathans, they come between you and getting the shot, but that's just the job. And you might be tempted to document the truth about your subject, but that's not what they're paying you for. You can even recover legacy media on these missions, which, although valuable, you must not watch under any circumstances. ARKYVR is clearly made with love by both RPG and film enthusiasts, and being delightfully innovative, it's no surprise it's crowdfunding for Zine Month. Check out ARKYVR on Crowdfunder this February. You can even recover legacy media.
So that immediately went to me, which is hilarious. A little meta there. They even give you a really cool thing. So let's talk about what you get. Let's talk about what you get when you purchase this, okay? When you purchase it, you're going to get character sheet, deliverables contracts, PME cards, which are those cards I showed you. Let me bring this over here so I'm looking at the screen. A shot list, the printer-friendly version of ARKYVR, the free preview, and then obviously the full color version, which is what we're going to look at today. But they also give you an animation for the company that you're working for, which is what you just saw me put on screen. check this out. So you got this little, like, they just gave you a little animation of it, which I thought was really cool. I mean, they didn't have to do that, right? Like, it's just a nice little added piece. And it's not long. I think it's like 1 second. I don't think it's any longer. Yeah, no, it's just one. And it just loops itself. So let's actually take a look at this then. So I have it pulled up. I'm gonna grab our PDF, bring it over here. Oops, so I can read it. Put it on the screen. And then we're gonna take a look at this. So ARKYVR is pretty classic Mork Borgian zine meets rock and roll magazine layout. Cyborg is probably the closest I can think of. It's pretty wild. I love the logo for it, the skull with the camera, the words ARKYVR through. You can see the little monsters around the side. There's a lot here. And then I'm a huge fan of the M. This is for use with Mothership, but it looks like the old rated R logos. I love this. I believe in putting G, PG 13, R, NC 17 on a lot of my stuff when I'm running games, because I just feel it's a measurement that everybody already knows. So why would I want to change it up more than that? And then you get your first piece of art out of the gate. It gives you a pretty good idea of what you're looking at. And then we get into table of contents. So we got to talk. This is a zine. First thing out of the gate. You already know what I'm going to say. It's not hyperlinked. I don't think anything in this book is hyperlinked. We're just gonna get it out of the way to begin with. Okay? But greetings, welcome aboard, and then immediately it is dropping you into what we're on. So as we play this game, when we do it live, I'm gonna have the audience rolling a lot of this stuff. We're rolling a D10. I have 2 people roll it. And we're immediately going to be into this idea of like how we perceive the game and how we build the game as we go. Immediately. Fixing the audio. I don't want to hear it on my end, but I want to hear it. Let me turn it down. There you go. Sorry about that. So we're going to have this. So like if we roll 2d10, audience, roll me 2d10. Like just as an example, we're doing. So greeting ARKYVR, welcome aboard V, and we're going to get our ship name immediately out of the gate. Look at this fucking art though. Like you're trying to be a film crew aboard Leviathan showing up and eating the space stations you're on. I just see this being really entertaining. Like really entertaining. No, you probably have to roll them separately. I don't think there's a 2d10 roll. A 9. The mighty. Welcome, ARKYVR. Greetings, ARKYVR. Welcome aboard the mighty. What do we got? The mighty Jordowski. The mighty Jordowski. That's the ship you're aboard. ARKYVR is a sci-fi horror RPG setting and toolkit for Mothership 1E that provides the rules for playing documentary filmmakers in space. Equipped with your only with your camera gear, you will attempt to capture compelling footage of life in space and navigate a dystopian corporate hellscape, all while surviving the void's unspeakable horrors. Record inconceivable sights and sounds that will alter humanity's awareness of the universe, expose atrocities behind an aggressive corporate expansion, and choose how to share your recorded stories to shift the balance of power. Now, I will tell you all, looking through this, there is a section of this book that we are not going to look at today. They are very specific about there being a GM section in here because there is a behind-the-scenes level of secrets that, as you know, secret, get your merch. As secret person, I love that they're doing this, that there's a section of the book that's just for the GM, that is all of the corporate craziness that is behind it. So how you use it, basically, they say you're going to need a copy of Mothership 1E or knowledge of its core rules to run the game. I will say there is an app for both iPhone and Android for Mothership to make characters. You can't use that to make characters for this, but you can use it to kind of look over things. The core rules for Mothership are free, although I do recommend picking up the Warden's book for the GM if you're going to run it. I think it's kind of necessary. And then we're going to dive into how we make characters in this. So let me slide this over. Let me slide over the shot list. And then let me grab, I'm going to grab a character sheet. We're going to roll a character sheet here live and towards the end of this, just so we can see how it works. And I'm going to record that, and I'm going to record my overview of this setting. So let me find the class sheet, I think is the right one. Is this form fill? Is this not form fill? Ah, come on, peeps. Everybody, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back into Chrome here. And let's see if we have shot list, a character sheet. Oh, it's not form fill. That's disappointing. That is disappointing. Form fill character sheets, I think, are a must if you're going to put out anything ever. I have a tablet pen. I have a full tablet downstairs that I could bring up and share in, but I'm not going to do that. We're already in the show. Maybe check the free download section. Maybe they have it here. No. Let's I need to keep these for the recording. Let's see if I can find it. ARKYVR TTRPG form fill character sheet. Said images once. No. Sad Panda. Sad Panda. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's take a look at this again. Yeah, I don't have any of this form fillable. I thought it was going to be form fill. I could fill out a manual one. You guys wouldn't be able to see it. Hey, do we do it live? Hold on here, everybody. I know Nick knows what I'm about to do. Let's see what it finds. Let's see what it does for me, shall we? There we go. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but we have fillable areas now, right? They all fillable. Unless I can fill this shit out. There's not a lot to fill, right? Let's just. We didn't get a philosophy one? Dang. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I was hoping. I did get the buttons right. Did get the buttons right. I mean, this is the live section of it, so I'll show you. Let me show you some fun stuff that I learned a long time ago. If you do this, let's rename this to what it should be, your name. Right? Now, for those who don't know, you can work in Acrobat. It's not the best. Can you see this properties window? You cannot. So a properties window pulls up and you can go through and click on everything and rename them, which is what I'm doing right now. Because there's not a lot to fill out here, so I can probably do this in about 5 minutes and at least get us a functionable one. and increase the font size so this is readable. This is not how I would normally edit this shit, but whatever. Film background. And you can see it lighting up. So those are the different categories I'm changing right now. So while I'm doing this, what movies would you think would be a good representation of horror? Like, what movies would you run? Like I obviously go to Event Horizon, Cell. I think fucking Hellraiser in space would be awesome. Jason X. Space Pirates would be fun, like for theming it. So I'm going to select all these and we're going to change the font size. The Cube. Man, that would be brutal. The Cube. Let's make these 12s. Okay, so now I'm going to do this, and then we're going to do this and click all these again, and then we're going to match height. Oh, no. I want to match, is it size? I guess can't do it anymore this way. You used to be able to match the height of them all. Right? Right? Jason X is a great fucking horror movie. I just posted something in our Discord. There was a special effects gentleman, I believe, that was talking about how good the nitrous, or the not nitrous, liquid nitrogen scene was. Like, how good it was. So, okay, so now we have that there. Let's see, what else can we edit? All of those work. This doesn't matter. Let's go over here. We need to fix these. This should not be fucking 1. So let's just bring this back in. All right, and then we're just gonna duplicate this a couple times, and I'll rename them. So we'll go like this. And we'll align all these bitches in a sec. We're gonna do properties. So let's go here, do properties. We're almost done. Well, we've almost got this already. I'll probably go through and make a better version of this for my players, because when I run live shows, I like to run live shows with actual character sheets so players feel like they're playing at their table. I find I get a better response out of my cast and players when they have a physical sheet. My belief as a GM is if a player is going to cheat, it doesn't matter the medium, you're not going to stop them. And stopping them is also not going to make your game better. It just fucking isn't. You would hope it would, but it won't. So let's grab these and bring these all the way up. If you don't know, on the left-hand side, you actually have to put things in order that you want to be able to tab through them. A lot of people don't know this. So where strength is here, I'm going to move intellect, speed, and combat. Intellect, speed, and combat there. So that when you're tabbing through, it's correctly tabbing those. We are going to center them, and then we are going to distribute properly. And then we're going to go down to these, and we're going to do the sanity and fear. Look at this. Look at this shit. I think we're actually just going to delete this one. And we're going to copy this one. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put all these in place. And a silly category that would just make sense. Gremlins in space? This, I mean, Mothership's going to be on, I guess you could do Gremlins on a space station. That would be... It would be fucking funny. Right? Let's just turn the cap locks on. I'm trying to think of other space movies that I would love to do. Could you imagine doing Armageddon? the Armageddon movie. That would be super entertaining. You already got your cast, you know who your people are. That's the cool thing about doing a movie too. You can look up the actors and actresses that are involved in it and really get something kind of fucking wild out of it. Let's go like this. Equally distribute. Do this one more time. Let's try this one more time. There we go. Okay. So let's make sure we bring these up again. I'm going to put these right after combat, and then I think we're good to go. At least good enough for me. Got some random shit in here that doesn't matter. Like there's producer, they're marking here on the side what you get. I think we just leave those as they are. These each have their own individual fill-in, which is what we're looking for. These all have fill-in, which is what you're looking for. This is the card that goes here, so it doesn't really matter that much. This should not be a category. I don't know why they did that. But I think everything else is good. Does this have a clickable? It does. All right. Let's close it. So, now we can make characters. Let me go look at what you guys have been talking about, though. I've been fucking talking to myself trying to fix that. So, the cube, hands down. I think that's where we started off when I was reading. Let me go back up. Where is it at? Trying to document Jason X without being targeted would be pretty hilarious. This movie has to exist. Which movie is that? This one? What was the Jake Gyllenhaal movie where he was a reporter? Do that mashed with aliens. Ghostbusters 2? Be a terror documentary? That'd be kind of fun. Phantasm. Ooh. And I'm asking this for a reason. When we get into looking at the book, you're going to understand why. Silly category, this makes sense. Gremlins. That'd be a sad one. Contract would be wild. Contact. Contact would be kind of fun. It'd be too slow, I think, though. Serenity, all the firefights, and then Reavers. If I did Firefly, I would do the series, the one where they're all laying on the floor dying from air, and have the crew documenting it, but they're not helping them live. Because their job's to document it. You're not supposed to help them. You're supposed to get the shots. Oh my God. I'm already into this. All right. Now that we got this up and running, we can make a character. Okay. We're going to do that at the end. For now, we're going to go through this. We're going to get our highlighter out. Total Recall. Total Recall. Dude. I would get to talk as Arnold the entire time during the shots? Are you kidding me? And you're talking to them behind the scenes? So I just have a stogie in my mouth the whole time they're talking to me? Not actually smoking, but have one? Serving hands, that might be what we're doing. Battlestar Galactica would be a fun trip. You have to pick, you'd have to pick a certain part of Battlestar for it to work. Anyway, let's get our highlighter color out. I don't think they use orange in here, so I'm going to use orange. I'm not going to read everything. We are going to jump through this, but I do want to read about how to use this zine. I think this is a really kind of important part to it. When you're using Mothership, right? When you're using this, in conjunction with this, you need to know how they fit together. And this is something I think a lot of people don't get with zines, is how to put them into one set piece. So, how to use this zine. You'll need a copy of Tuesday Night Games Mothership 1E or knowledge of its core rules to run this zine. ARKYVR features new game mechanics, skill trees, gear, and character classes specifically for film production and media restoration. The zine is compatible with all Mothership core settings characters as well as all the third-party modules. Play with a full ARKYVR crew, dispatch a lone camera operator to follow a squad of Marines, or hack only the bits you would like into your ongoing campaign. There are also plenty of guides, story needs, and tables to help facilitate the documentarian style of adventures. I really want to have one of my cast members play one of the characters, that maybe like a bit part who's friends with the film crew, and then have everybody else play the film crew. So you kind of got two things going on at once. So one person is going in gung-ho trying to get all the fucking shots like a Bruce Campbell, and then everybody else is filming him and the rest of the people on set, and you're trying to keep him alive because he's the star. That's how you make your ratings and your money and shit like that. So that's the idea that I kind of have coming up for this. No hyperlinks anywhere. I'm sorry. Character creation, skills and work space, pre-production, production, post-production. They talk about how you film, which I think is really important because not everyone knows that process. Kid, bring your kid to set day. Maybe one of those days I could do that. Maybe on one of the episodes we'll guest for it. I think we have somebody missing one of the episodes. It'd be kind of funny. So these are all the people involved, and then character creation. So character creation, it's very simple. It's the same as Mothership. It's not too difficult. I have an app on my phone, so I can have the Mothership app open just so I can see the steps and process. You know what I mean? I am so sick of spam. Oh, look, spam. Can you come into my office today if you're lucky in your schedule? I got the wrong person. It's me, Alicia. Don't have this number. Deborah, report junk, deplete, and report. So sick of fucking spam stuff. So sick of it. So anyway, Mothership has a really good app. It's free. I did the update for it a long time ago. But you can make a new character. So this is what the screen looks like for the Mothership app. It's free, or you can upgrade it for like $3.99, $2.99. I'm going to create, because then I can kind of roll, see what we need to roll to make characters as we go through. So character creation, it's Mothership, super easy. Basic mechanics, it's a percentile system for the most part with a little bit of D20 rolls. So let's go through and make our characters. So can I get a D10? What's our character's background? Let's roll our background. Are we a propagandist? Are we a marketer? A union member? An indie on tour? An activist? A ghost hunter? A wildlife documentarian? A war correspondent? An event producer? Or a media therapist? That's what we're looking at for our options here. So give me a D10 and we'll see what we get here. A 9. We're an event producer. Hell yeah, this is gonna be cosmic. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this. Well, actually, I will leave this highlighted. Actually, we'll go over to our character sheet. Let's bring this over. Where does it say my background? Film background. Event. Is it event planner? Event producer. Done. Yeah, I know. These D10s are all rolling 9s. It does seem that way, doesn't it? I need another D10. And this is going to be for our film philosophy. What type of philosophy do we have as a film person? Are we a fly on the wall, or are we a hornet that stings? Oh, you're right. It is. Oh, shit, I'm wrong. I'm an idiot. You are correct. You are correct. Media therapist. There are actually several reasons to why you felt compelled to watch the scene 17 times in a row. Oh my God. Done. Done. Need another D10. Let's see what type of person we are. Which version of this are we? Fly on the wall, hornet that stings. I'm going to put a D10 over here because people don't roll fast enough. I want to have one next to me just to roll. where's my D10? Here we go. Using my Dispel Dice Mage Trail ones. These are for Delicious in Dungeons Big Bad Mage. I love these. They're fucking gorgeous. I'll roll. I got a 1. We are a fly on the wall. Fly on the wall. Okay. All right. So that's what we believe in. And then after that, classes. Use the next few pages. Choose one of the 4 archetype classes and complete your character sheet using unique attributes, saves, and bonuses. Each ARKYVR assignment should deploy at least 1 camera operator or provide the PCs with a 50K digital camera pen. That's one of those sheets that I talked about earlier. You can see the 50K cam here, right? And I'm probably going to take these out and send them to each person so they have them. So we have a camera operator, a job description. The camera operators are rugged masters of visual aesthetics. Deep Space is a harsh filming environment, and it takes a devoted artist to capture the real human moments out there. The Baron Black, the people who only believe what they see. Camera operators will gamble with radiation poisoning while perched on a starship wing to get the perfect angle. They'll fix a position at the center of the total carnage to harness the best lighting. They'll subject their eyes and minds to unspeakable horrors to catch the greater truth on camera. Fuck us. So that's 1. These are the capture visual takes. They're a shot list for the shot list, which we will make. I'll show you how that works. You manage video data storage, analyze spectral imagery, repair the camera gear. They get these bonus stats, these bonus saves. Again, that's like a +5 to 1 to 100. Technically, way more than 1. It's usually like 20 to 100. Trauma response. Okay, 1 stress when a PC next to you fails their sanity rule because you start to panic. You only have 2 wounds. This is the camera gear. I want to point out what might be some of my favorite stuff in here. You got all the cool camera starting gear, and then you got this. Only licensed camera operators know the command for the tripod's secret leg attack. Yes, you can stab people with the legs. You got to defend yourself. And you got 50K camera, action, mode. These are like the things that it can do and the features that it has, which is pretty cool. You got all your remote tripods, your tech notes, like everything about it, like high frame rate, what it does, just to give you some things you can say while you're running the game. I'll probably cut these sheets out and give each person their copy of the character sheet. The producers skilled pillars of the operation. They act as a face, the point of contact, the friend, and at times the bully. They will do anything to give their crew the perfect shot and can inspire as strongly as they can manipulate. Need to extract compelling information from your interview subject? Need to access high security room? Need to back up footage while the camera operator is being eaten alive? The producer will get it done. So this is the producer's thing, what they do. They get speed and sanity bonuses. 10-1, advantage on the next save if the entire crew works together on a course of action. Gain 1 stress when anyone in your crew panics. They get this digital unit that you can do backups on the sheet. I should probably show you this. This is the shot list sheet, but up top here, you have to check off every one of those is 3 minutes of time. And you can only capture so many. And then you got to back them up. And depending on how you back them up, there's a roll. If it's over long distance, there's a better chance it gets corrupted because the signal in space and the things that are going on, there's a chance the shit gets fucked up. If you plug it in, there's a higher rate and so on. And you actually have to back up this stuff to make your shot list here. I think it's fucking wild. If there's audio, it gets you a bonus. If you failed the roll, if you get a coverage bonus, there's some special things you can do. You can kind of see underneath here. A 90 to 99 on a capture check is always a failure. So I'm D100. Utility technician +20. ARKYVR skill +10. Everything else is a +5 if you can add to it to get you a better roll. Right? Pretty cool. We're missing a sheet though in here. I just realized that. We didn't open the deliverables contract. So this is the deliverables contract. I'm gonna have to Let me add it a page. Hold on here. I'm just going to duplicate it. Copy. Paste. All right, and then we'll close it. Just so I can scroll. That's why I'm doing this, to see you guys know. Makes it easier to show it on screen when I do it this way, because I can scroll it up and down. But this is a shot list, and these are the things you have to do. And then this is the take status. So like, depending on how you roll, there's a percentage of bonus that you get, and then if it's reviewed and how many points you get, and that's how you get paid out at the end of the game. So this person, producers are often criticized for secretly viewing hack security feeds on their visor monitors while working on set. They have the high sanity, as you pointed out, because they view the fucking crazy shit that you find to find out if it should be cut into the final product. It gets dirty. Is I'm going to hand out like secret cards for people. Like, as the producer, your job is to get unexplainable footage and to splice it in throughout the film, making them make checks to like look at the fucking corrupted, weird ass footage. Then you got the sound recordist, the most stressed looking guy because he listens to everything and it's never good. Sound recordists are a class of unsung heroes sacrificing their very sanity to capture the invisible half of the film. Without sound, there is no voice. Their expertise in signal engineering allows them to cleverly infiltrate secured comms, decode hidden message, and determine the difference between error and alien. They hear it all. The secrets, the lies, the screams. What we should be asking is, when will they reach their breaking point? So they get capture sound for shot lists, suppress noise on set, recording alien sounds, create sound effects like Foley style. I'm imagining this guy wearing pants to be able to do like Foley noises as you're walking and shit like that. Repair gear, or he's like strapping lav mics to his boots so he can get boot noises. They get audio cables. And notice that there's distance because you have to plug stuff in, which I think is pretty cool. Utility knife. They can stab with it if they need to. All that kind of crap. But the Lavi can understand basic commands. They got this walking Lavi mic. Mic them up. Transmit feed. Cut feed. Change FQ band. Change position. Hide. Come on home. So they got this little thing that walks around and records. But it's a robot lavalier mic, which is pretty fucking cool. It's a wireless connection up to 100 meters. Basic AI intelligence, and they kind of walk you through the fun shit that it can do. And then you got the utility technician. Utility technicians are dependable comrades in the fields. They provide a real backbone to any ARKYVR crew. Their diverse skill set allows them to assist both camera and sound with incomparable results. They are the muscle behind the art. A utility technician will break their back under the weight of a massive machine while crafting beautiful collages of light in the harshest environments. They can illuminate filming locations. They are design mood lighting for enhanced takes, build impromptu camera and sound rigs, manipulate local tech, provide muscle support. And here's why. They get strength in combat, bonus to body, striking. When you perform the action, capture assist. Abilities gain a plus 20 on their capture check. So if you're willing to assist that capture and like hold something aloft as the monster's going over top to get the perfect shot, that's your job. They get more wounds than the other people. But they get power legs. The corporate, I always say corpo, I'm going to say it anyway. The corporate manufacturer of Exogrees refused to update its AI hydraulic safety protocols, even after numerous complaints of worker death. So you get these great set piece of like what you do and how it functions, and you get the like getting in and getting the shot and being dangerous. And I think with our character we're making, the media therapist and fly on the wall, I feel like sound is probably the best thing for the media therapist. I think a sound recordist. So let's go in here. Let's just pick sound recordist, and then we know that we're getting 5. Oh shit, I need to fix these. Ooh, I fucked those up. Hold on here. I fucked them up. Facts live. We grab all these. All right. Appearance. We're do 18. We're going to do courier's fine. Position, fine. Appearance, fine. Visible, fine. Close, and then I think that might center it. Inches, options. Oh, alignment center. Okay, close. All right. Let's try this again. So let's note down their bonuses. So they get intellect of 5. I'll have to recenter it again. Yay, storm made power blip. Ooh, that's never fun. Fear bonus of 10. Can I not double digit this? Let me tell you what, everybody. Not having a sheet set up to where I can just be ready, have it work. Very annoying. Very fucking annoying. Center it. That's not even centered. Let's do that. Close. Now let's see if I can just do this. I guess I'll manually move them. It's supposed to auto center them, but it's not doing it. Very frustrating. I hate Adobe Acrobat. It's so fucking garbage. All right, let's see if that worked. I want to copy this style for this to all of these. So can we match? Oops. We want to match the alignment for it. Properties. Appearance. 18's correct. Position's correct. So we're just going to manually go through these. Center. 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 And we'll get back to our fucking regularly scheduled program. Center. Close. Close. Missed all the fun. You missed shit. Oh, I missed all the fun? Is that what you're saying? Why does it let me put 10? Do they just have single digit on? Is that literally what they did here? Fuck that. Can be more than one character. I don't know why it does this shit. The funds of OBS, or not OBS, Acrobat. Of Acrobat. Oh, you meant you. Oh, I gotcha. Could be fixing this stuff live. Would you rather be doing that? You're welcome to. If you want to fix this stuff live, you can do that. I know you love Acrobat just as much as I do. All right. So now that we can do this, 10. So fear of 10, intellect of 5. What else do we get as sound engineer? Combat of 5. This is just bonuses. Sanity of 10. Okay, cool. So those are all of our bonuses. So let's go back into here. We know we're playing the sound recordist. We got all of our bonuses. We're going to mark down that we get a advantage on fear while listening through headphones. Does that have that here? It does. So we don't have to make a roll. It already has it here, which is great. I hate Acrobat more than you know. Thanks. All right. So we have our class. I love that they have these classes. And then we have skills, right? So you get ARKYVR skills that you can pick. Now, here's where things get weird. So you have to... I don't think they explain this part very well. For character creation... Like if we scroll back, and this is so that when I record my 5-minute, 10-minute version of this, I didn't see how many skills we get. Did any of you notice it? Yeah, no. It just says, yeah, it just says that. So the reason is when you're looking in this book, this tells you how many skills and shit you get. And I think you're supposed to go back into this book, go to page 5, and then determine how many skills you get to start. I think. Yeah, because there's 4 different ratings. All skills start out as untrained. You don't have it. So we got to roll our stats. So here's how the stats work. I'm going to pull this up. We're going to begin our journey of making our character. And we are going to roll 2d10 for each stat. So if I can get... there's no 2d10 command, is there? Someone tried it earlier, am I correct? And then there was no 2d10 command? Because if there's not, I'll go over and make it. Like, I'll do it right now. Because I want to have a 2d10 command. Remind you later. All right, let's go in here. Let's go to chatbot. Let's go to chat commands. Let's do D10. Oops. Just fucked up the sticker. Can I pick it up with my feet? The answer is yes. Throw this in here. Yeah, it just does 1. Okay, hold on here. We'll do D10s. I'll. Yeah, I only have 1. Okay, so let me copy this information, and I will make a 2d10. So we'll do 2. We delete this. Command name 2d10. Response. Grab 2d10 from it, and you roll 2 to 20. Activate. All right, try it now. Try to do 2d10 now. I'll take those first 2 rolls for you though. So what do we get here? That's 1 d10 of 5. Roll me 1 more d10, Nick. We'll add them together. So we're gonna go across. We do 2 d10 for each of these, plus 25, plus whatever we got as a bonus. That's what we do for these stats. And then I added the 2 d10 in there. We're gonna roll strength, speed, int, and combat. This is part of the character creation. A 2. All right, so 2, so 25, 26, 27. So now we need our speed. Thanks, Kyle. Hey, welcome to the show, buddy. Start popping 2d10s out, everybody. 2d10s. I'll make sure the cooldown is off, too. Global cooldown will be 0. User cooldown 0. Let me save it. 0. Save. Now there should be no delays or any problems for you. A 20. Woo! Big boy. So 45. We fast. 8. So 25. So 30. So 38. And then we need 1 more for combat. She's fast. She'll run her. 2. So 32. So that's our combat stats, right? Like, that's our thing. So I'm just going to type these in, that we got a 27, that we got a 45, that we got a 38, and that we got a 32. We're going to confirm. And now I need 2d10 for these down here. And we add 5 to them, or sorry, 10 to them plus anything. So we need 2d10 3 times. And that'll give our sound recordist, media therapist, fly on the wall her saves. Also, just so you know, they are on the character sheet here for what to roll. Just hit 4 1s in a row. You sure did. Doesn't matter. Give me a roll. I want to do 1 too. I want to do 1 too. 2d10. I want to do it too. I want to roll some. I got a 5. So I get 5. So we got 25 for sanity. What else do we got here? Oh, I rolled a 3 actually. 23. You rolled a 5. So that's a 25. And then we need our body. 6. We got 16 for body. That's our saves. So we've built all of our stuff up. We know our gear. Let's take a look at our gear since this is, just a little more specific. Since we are the recordist, we know that we also get the lav mic, vac suit, and all that kind of stuff. And then in our case, I'll just put the card down, and that'll kind of let me know what I have. I'm going to type in here that we have a 23, a 25, and a 16, and then confirm. So now it says you select your class, which we already did. It doesn't really matter. I'll just click one. Scientists get a stat modifier of 5. Choose one. Okay, so that's my question. We look at we got 5, 5, 10, 10. So we don't get to pick ours. In Mothership, you get like a floating bonus. So we're not going to do that here. And then I want to know our class. We did that. Confirm. Okay, so now we do our health down here. Ooh, we don't have any health bars. Health is a D10 plus 10. D10 plus 10 is what we're looking at here. So if someone want to give me a D10, I am going to, I guess, copy this, paste it, put it here, resize it to fit within these parameters. This is going to be health current. I might actually have to make an ARKYVR full-on form-filled character sheet. That doesn't make any sense. I don't need that. I need that. Let's line these two up. Perfect. This is going to be maximum. A 1. Okay, I'm not going to live very long. It's okay. They're made to be expendable, right? So we're going to copy these, paste them, move them. We're going to do wounds. Wounds current. Okay, close. Now we're going to do wound max. 2. Wound max. 2. Okay. I'm going to copy this, paste it, bring it down. I don't know if armor points has more than 1, but I am going to expand this just in case. Armor points. Close. And then we're going to copy and paste this and do stress. I feel like I've had to make a lot of character sheets form fill lately for shows because there hasn't been one. Stress current. Stress max. Oh, minimum. Okay. Done. And then we're going to bring this up. All of these are going to go underneath body. Because I want to build tab to them, right? Done. Close. Okay. Let's try this again. So we know you rolled a 1, right? So we got an 11. Current is 0. Max is 2. Whenever your health falls below 0, you suffer a wound. I think the recordist was 2, correct? Yep, 2 wounds. Maximum is 2. We don't know our armor point yet, so I'm going to put 0. Oh. I didn't rename something. Hold on here. I forgot to rename this. Stress, min, stress, min. That's my fault. Close. Close. All right. So we don't know what's the stress though. It starts at 2. Current is 0, I'm guessing. We're gonna go with that, right? So we've got that. We know our 4 classes. We don't know how many skills we get. This is just explaining, train, directing, gaffing. I think you start in trained in everything. I believe. Right? Stress. You always start with 2 stress, it says. So let's make sure we have our 2 stress here. Take note of your class's trauma response. We already have that noted. Take note of your class's chosen bonus skills. Okay, that's what I want to know. What is our chosen bonus skills? Did anyone see chosen bonus skills? Am I crazy? I see duties. I see dossier. I see gear. I see sound. I see tech notes. I see lav. I don't see our starting skills. Well, then let's continue through until we find something, and let's see what else we find. So we have our archiver skills that are special. What I want to know is if archiver skills and mothership skills go together. Because in here, there is quite the mothership skill list. And then here they have... Oh! Look at this, everybody. They tell you what you have. We're a sound recordist. So we get computers and engineering. I think the check mark means you are trained. Note your class skills and choose your bonus skills. And remember, at Solarcom, our greatest intellectual property is you. Thanks, Solarcom. To take a master extra skill, you must first take at least one of its prerequisite skills and choose your bonus skills. How many? We get 1 trained skill, 1 expert skill. Oh. Well, fuck us. What do we want to be trained in? What do we want trained in? We're going to think about this. I mean, we're a sound person. I'm going to say linguistics. Of course, there's no boxes here. Of course. Of course. There's no boxes here. I would have to make check marks through all of this. We are not going to do that. I am instead going to do this. I'm going to highlight linguistics. We're just going to... Actually, hold on here. No, I don't want that either. Can I just write on this, please? No, can't. All right, well, linguistics we're going to take, and then we get expert. I think we're going to be expert in Foley work because it just makes me laugh. Right? Done. So that's our 2 skills. Best horror movie in space for documentaries. Starship Troopers are filming the Stormtroopers in Star Wars. That could be very entertaining. There's also, so the other thing to talk about here is you do get a workspace as well. You get workspace modules, and you get up to 20 units. You start with 5, and you get a ship. And this ship is what you go back to do all your editing and shit like that. So, like, we rolled our double 9s, but you can see you can pick, like, what, you know, your 5 units are, and then you pick these. Or when you get money, you can buy stuff, and you can have up to 20 units. But there's some cool stuff in here, like the battery farm provides 4 spare PEM batteries and 8 PEM battery charge slots, 1 hour charges, because you only have 3-minute filming cycles. And then we get into the entertaining stuff. So we have looked through the general gist of, like, you make a character, you're good to go. Honestly, you're rolling next to nothing to do this. Your character sheet has your rolls on it that tells you what to roll. It even tells you what skills to pick. Very simple to do, right? Not difficult in the slightest. We decided that we're going to be the recordist, but what it does later is it tells you how to set the game for filming process, pre-production, and so on. So you got your filming process, which is step 1, pre-produce setup. Step 2, production, film on location. Step 3, post-production, package and deliverable footage. Pre-production, your goals, and you would roll, right? Well, one of the things. The warden should complete all pre-production duties prior to the ARKYVR scenario. So the cool thing about this is they say if you want to run a pre-made module, you just kind of slide this template over top of it and you run it from there. And you get this pre-production goals. So like set up scenario details using the scenario builder on page 32. This is where that hyperlink would have been great. Or an existing Mothership module on page 33. So if you go to page 32, they tell you creating a scenario, how to create a rich story scenario, what to roll, your scenario builder, or you can hack a module. And I think this is probably the most genius thing. You can take any module that they have, hack it, and roll the thing that you are there to do as the ARKYVR team. Like electromagnetic aura device batteries completely drain in 1d10 minutes while in close proximity to this entity. And you go through and you do the filming. And then you roll out your deliverables contract. Deliverables contract acts as the game's assignment guide. It contains up to 10 specific deliverables in the form of video captures. A warden should complete this document prior to the roll. So the ABCD matches up to this, just so you guys know what it is. And it's the title of the assignment the ARKYVRs will try to complete, then the location of the assignment, the 10 footage deliverables for the ARKYVRs to capture. You can use the assignment dossier on 3945 to help generate these deliverables, and then generate assignment notes for the warden and ARKYVRs. And you fill out the shot sheet. So like as a GM, you have this actual shot sheet for what you do. And then you go into the production part of it. So the next part's production. The ARKYVRs complete all the production duties while filming on location. Find, capture, back up. A target interview subject, scenery, and objective. Capture high quality footage in accordance with the deliverables contract. The ad takes to the shot list. Backups takes for submissions and for client review. So like when I run this game, I'm going to make the shot list and I'm going to send one to each player before the show so they know their shot list. Maybe I'll roll it up with you guys like on a Monday or something in the afternoon, or I'll roll it up live and then I'll hand it to them for our live show. Production basics, how to capture, and then the shot list. Shot list acts as the 50K digital camera's memory shot tracker and overall footage capture log. ARKYVRs complete this document through the duration of their film shoot. They write notes on the shot list about successful and sometimes failed film captures. And at the end of the assignment, select takes to submit for post-production. So maybe you don't get them all, but you submit as much as you can that's good. A ship ID, alias, or name, a location of the film shoot should be in the same as deliverables contract, memory slots, and you'll see down here they're explaining this list, which is this thing. So the ID of the ship, the location, every time you take a shot, it even talks about what it is. And you roll these shots out and you take the you make little brief descriptions of your shot. Someone fills it out and they fill them in and you make this coverage piece for it, which I think is fucking cool. And then when you scroll down through this, it talks about production battlefield. Collaboration is key. You kind of want people to merge together in what they're doing to make their chance of their role higher. Ruggedness checks. The success of your assignment relies on how well you protect your assets. There are 3 types of ruggedness checks. PEM media, backup. Each type has different consequences. You roll a D100 under the ruggedness stat to pass. So if you look at this, they talk about having to make your rolls. And if you look at the PEM cards, I think the ruggedness is here. It's 80. It's for the sound recorder. Digital camera, 70. 0 atmo proof, dust proof. And when you roll, you have to make that roll or shit gets corrupted. You may lose shots and things like that. Like, very similar to filming, right? And then PEM and SEMs. Primary equipment modules are Solarcom sanctioned gear exclusives used by the Archiver assignments. Some Archivers are equipped with secondary equipment modules that support their PEM. Archiver classes start the game with the assigned PEM. Anyone can operate any PEM if they have access to it. The only weird exception is the stab thing on the camera holder. Repairing production equipment, sometimes you gotta repair things and stress kicks in. Battery life, the battery life of PEMs lasts about 12 hours, recording or not. When a PEM runs out of battery, it will no longer operate until recharged or swapped with a new battery. A full recharge with reliable power source takes 2 hours. So you may be sitting around a break room and you may miss a shot because you were recording for 12 hours straight. And then they talk about the capture sequence. This is hysterical. Set the scene. Your group working together to set the scene, right? All of this. Setting the scene. Guy getting fucking eaten. Assist the capture. Director or producer? Audio dude? Producer? Camera person? Spartan kicking the dive forward to get the shot? And then after that, it's mark the roll, and then you lose your assistant too. They get bit and put into the frame as well, and then you can get in trouble if one of your guys gets eaten on set when you log the shot. So you set the scene, capture the moment, explain your cinematic intent. So to set the scene, Archivers must vividly describe to the warden what they intend to capture. Don't just get the shot, create it. So instead of me describing what's going on, you as the Archiver team describe what you're looking for. Yeah, they're shooting for golden hour, man, right. So you set the scene, the warden attempt to capture. Don't just get the shot, create it. Recall your favorite movie scenes from inspiration and dissect their production elements. What made them compelling to you? How can you replicate it? Discuss what shot would look best with your crewmates. Use your surroundings to your advantage and imagine a truly captivating take. Now, my cast for this, if the one shows up as well, 4 of them work in film and TV and shit like that. And then if the other one is joining me is just a super fan of movies and TVs. So it should be very entertaining. I'm hoping the super fan either plays the producer or plays the Marine or the person that they're with, depending on what we do. Holding a shot. Players may want to begin recording without a clear objective because they expect something interesting to occur. Examples include preparing to catch an ambush, turning on a light to reveal something. So they start recording, flip the light, and then I describe the scene. During combat, there's no time for discussion among the crewmates. Archivers can shoot suggestions to another, but the camera operator ultimately decide what to capture. Then you assist the capture. Assisting the camera operator during the capture will increase their chance of success. So basically, they're filming, everyone else is adding to it, getting audio, directing them, putting people into position, and so on. So you can use Archiver skills to help. You can distract a hostile alien by running it off, maintaining crowd control. Imagine in Aliens, the movie, if a facehugger's running across, you're getting a really important scene of 2 people talking, and your person on the big hydraulic boots is stomping around trying to kick that fucking facehugger out of there so you can finish the scene and get the moment before something bad happens. Or there's a plate vibrating, but really you're holding it shut and it's an alien on the other side. It's a vibrating locker and you're holding it shut with all your might so the sound doesn't get fucked up. Stuff like that. The coffee maker's on. You have to walk over and turn it off, but inside the coffee maker is something horrible, right? You're in the thick of it. And then you mark and roll. In performing a capture check, the camera operator must make 1 memory slot on the shot list. Then roll against the capture success rate. So it's intelligence plus cinematography skill plus capture assist, whoever's helping. And that's the capture success rate. 99 to 99 is always a failure. Wrangling tribbles while Jason's doing the killing scene. Yeah, maybe it's infected with tribbles. Successful captures that take exactly how the Archivers intend, and the players may role play how the scene unfolds. When capture and check fails, everyone participating in the capture, operator and assistant crewmates gain a stress, because you get stressed while you're doing this. And you can stress out by filming. Ambush players operating the camera must pass a fear save if the ambush occurs while holding a shot. A failed save is considered a failed capture check. Run and gun, players moving have to make a roll at disadvantage because you're trying to capture while you're running. During combat, successful capture holds the take continuously for 3 minutes. Even during combat, capture stops prematurely if the operator chooses to stop the camera or if the camera rig fails a PEM rugged test during the fight. So there's a bunch of really fun little things that can like cause problems. And then they add what I think makes the risk it for the biscuit aspect of the game, which is log on shot list. You can do long shots where you can decide you want to film multiple in a row without giving up, because if you make all 3, you get a multiplier at the end for payout. It's like shooting fight scenes that go like all the way down a spiral staircase and doing it all in one take. That's the concept behind it, which I think is fucking genius. And then memory and backup is a huge part of the game where you only have so much room to store and you have to transfer things off. There's 12 memory slots that hold 3 minutes of film for a total of 36. The producer's PEM can stream the backup process by remotely sending video, audio back to your ship. You'll notice if you're not plugged in is auto success. If you go back to the ship, you just send it. Remote through the PEM, 90. Still a chance of losing it. Portable storage drive, 90. Local computer network, 65, because shit gets corrupted. And then impractical data theft security measures prevent archivers from deleting takes directly from the PEM memory slots. Can only be cleared up by performing backup. So some methods require backup ruggedness check. So you can't just delete your coverage either because they want to be able to look at everything you do. You get coverage bonuses, discoverable media. This is the other thing. There's analog and digital media too in this, where you're finding like old film case canisters. The raid. Yes, Nick, the raid is exactly what I was speaking of when I said that. That's exactly what I was talking about. Or Judge Dredd, right? So corruption and death, signal corruption. There's a whole bunch of stuff in space that just fucks things up. Look at this fucking art. The ripple redundancy, RR. Solarcom likes to ensure their production teams are fully staffed, even after death. Multiple film crews are sent to a single location and delayed dispatches just in case there is a sudden loss of personnel. Sometimes archivers will find that the mangled remains of previously dispatched filmmakers moments before meeting their own demise. If the PC dies during production, a new character can be created while play continues. The new archiver will arrive knowing only the instructions of their original assignment, and it'll be up to the surviving crew to bring them up to speed. So good. And then you get into your post-production. The archivers and warden complete all post-production duties together. It's kind of like a warding experience. If at least one archiver survives the assigned duties. So you'll see they have 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. Again, they are referencing this sheet. I really wish this wasn't sideways, to be honest with you. But you fill out the sheet and you are checking everything off. So step 1 is select takes to submit to Solarcom. Step 2, make checks using networking and editing skills if available. Step 3, warden reviews each submitted take and determines the assignment's score. Step 4, warden distributes appropriate rewards, penalties, and legacy effects. There is some fucked up shit here. The post-production part of this is like just the warden getting this, and the players getting to see absolute fucking chaos. I'm not even kidding. Deliverables contracted and use with Solarcom review results. So they have ABCD that matches the thing. Take numbers of shot list. Post-production skills. You mark if at least one archiver passes an intellect check using their networking and editing skills. Each mark adds 5 to the team's overall chances of success. So you're basically raising your skill ceiling. You want to roll low in this game. Take status marks of 1 or of the 5 score boxes after comparing the archiver's take. So you're basically filling out these sections. If you got a +1 or +2 or minuses based on what you roll. And then the total review points get added together. So you roll a D100 against each review status. Then compare the results to review table. Take with coverage. Bonuses may apply. Severity. You put them together and then you assign their score at the bottom. After this is all for the warden. All of this afterwards is the lore for the game. I'm going to skip through this just so you can see the art. And then I want you to see this part. You create scenarios, and they have full scenario builders. I don't want to ruin too much, but I definitely want you to see that there is other things in here besides just the characters and scoring. But they put an entire how to hack a module in. Situation location. You roll a location. You roll the colony, the terraformed area, and you can make your entire set piece along with the negatives that can be involved, like if it's noisy or ideal. There's mining stations, mega freighters, a whole bunch of crazy stuff that you can add. And then the situation is an entity, which are beasts or creatures that are on site to cause problems during the entire show. Look at this. Little 8-bitty old style. And then the assignment, this is where you roll up your assignment. And it's like your assignment dossier, if I roll a D10 and I roll a 2, you're doing featured personnel today. We need you to record pieces of featured personnel. We need you to find XYZ person, right? And then when you do the featured personnel, you go down to the featured personnel board. And then you roll again. You don't roll, you pick. So featured personnel, interview about the SolarCom and what SolarCom means to them. Interview about the most difficult experience. One place of interest. And then you'll notice that's each or one deliverable. Have them reenact the dangerous experience with at least one person of importance. So you're doing like reenactment scenes of the shit that happened. This is comedy gold. So you kind of roll these out, and it says deliverables must include their prerequisite. Right? Which is pretty cool. I think they talk about the deliverable somewhere here. But consider adding client requests, scenery objectives, film objectives, uncooperative and antagonistic NPCs, entities, and shit like that fuck up the shot list that you have to do. So you have all these shot lists. I'm just going to scroll through them. The incident report's awesome. That's probably my favorite one. Right? And then it's like people of importance, place of interest, problem. They give you like a setup so you kind of know how to do it. There's a PSA 9. This is awesome as well, where you're setting the tone for doing a public service announcements like Starship Troopers, and you're recording the PSA announcements for Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part, someone just getting murdered in the background. Intel, which is cool. This is pretty awesome. This is a separate thing where SolarCom, there's entities of like strategic horror, debrief, rumored problems, things like that you can record. You can add a twist. What a twist to things in the show. Space cults. The wrap. So the warden wraps an assignment if at least one archiver returns to the ship to distribute their content. You do have to make it back to the ship. SolarCom expects an assortment of deliverables. So these are like all the deliverables you go through. But there's some bad shit. Like you put them all together and then you roll. And if you fail, there's some really shitty stuff that happens. So this is the breakdown on like how you read the list and what was successfully done, and you mark it as you go, right? Which is cool. And then they talk about SolarCom responses. And then here it is. So here's the role. That's what I was looking for. Interests. Maintain a positive image and spread corporate propaganda. Reward. 1d5 KCR per archiver present. Bonus. Compensate ship refuel. Or B-class shoreliner. Like they have all of these extra things that you can earn, which I think is cool. Deploy peace order security officer as a penalty. Officers arrive within 1d10 days. Now, check this out. Reward plus bonus, reward, half reward, penalty, confiscation of what you have. It says, in the meantime, I'll read this whole one. Greeting, archivers. Thank you for your footage submission. We regret to inform you that you have failed to meet our minimum requirements for this assignment and have thus forfeited your property to our penalties department. Representatives from the Peace Order Security will convene with you in the near future. In the meantime, please keep yourself and other, please help yourself to another contract if you'd like to attempt to redeem your status before your scheduled disciplinary review. And then it says the same thing for this one, but it gets worse. It's thank you for your footage submission. We regret to inform you that you have failed to meet our minimum requirements for this assignment and have thus forfeited your safety and well-being to our penalties department. Representative of the Peace, Order, Security will convene with you in the near future. In the meantime, please help yourself to another contract if you'd like to attempt to redeem your status before your scheduled execution. I film bad, get murdered? Okay. So I have the POS officers, side hustle deliverables. You can like sell stuff on the black market and do bad shit. There's other factions you can deal with, right? They give you a bunch of tables. They give you filming conditions where you can randomly roll like what this condition's like and how is your players going to overcome it. Cultural climates as well. What's in the room, NPC demeanor, knowledge. There's things that make good background pieces. I pre-roll a lot of this, I think. Discoverable media. There's different styles and the legacy bonuses that you get. Celluloid film, shellac and vinyl records, videotape and Betamax cartridges, audio cassette and magnetic tape, digital video disc or laser discs. So like all these like retro things that we all know, kind of that like VHS beyond. And then there's signal corruption failures. And then there's media randomizer for like just a randomizing bonus of things for signal. So it's like color, matrix, various trauma and like things that happen to you. Signal corruption, the cage, which is a primary source for film production equipment and supplies. That's where you order and buy things from or find things to randomly roll here for it. And then they have a quick reference chart, which this I'm probably going to print and give to myself and probably maybe to the players as well. And then that's ARKYVR. That's the whole 9 yards. Like, it's a 68-page book filled with an amazing idea. I don't know, man. I'm enamored with this. I feel like it's a much needed levity to the horror genre, especially that I run all the time. I think this is really fucking solid. I really do. And what was it for here? Hold on. Let's pull this back up. Let's look at the prices. So if you wanted to pick up, you could pick up the PDFs for $10. Free official downloads. If you go here, you can come and pick up the toolkit for like $10, right? Or you can go to midnight or Tuesday night and you can pick up ARKYVR here and you can get the physical product plus the copy of the book for $25. That's not going to give you all the extras that I got when I purchased mine, but it's still giving you a decent amount. But it won't give you the shot list pad or the cards, but you can print your own. You can get the PDFs and print your own. So I love that they have all this. And let's take a look at something here. I'm curious. I'm gonna move some stuff aside here. Let's set this here. I am curious as to if by now it's a downloadable, this toolkit. So here's what it features. The shot list and audio recording deliverables documentary crews will venture into. You get existing module compatibility, authentic film production, and on-set dynamics. New character classes, gear, and skills. New pre-production, production, post-production character actions. Customizable post-production facility options for your ship. Hackable lore to add to corporate propaganda intrigue in your games. Legacy media tables obtaining flavorful media excerpts from humanity's past. Randomized filming conditions. Like, they give you all that. And then they give you all the footage for the toolkit for Mothership the game. It's 25% off. The zine will contain randomized tables. 25% of the zine will contain randomized tables. The horror and everything else. And if you go into their downloadables, let me see here. We go into here and you go to their downloadables at the bottom. They have the class sheet, the deliverables contract, the PME cards, the shot list, the free preview, the SolarCom animated logo, and the Warden Aid corruption matrix, which, ooh, I don't have that. What's this? Hold on a moment, everybody. Hold on. I don't have this. Oh, cool. Check this out. It's a little cheat sheet. Little cheat sheet for it. Medium randomizer. That's stuff in the back of the book they just put together in a little sheet. That's cool. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, as an audience, like, looking at this, besides the form, I think the things that are missing, hyperlinks and form fill are missing for me. The character sheet does say how to make your character and your skills, but I wish there would have been a mention at the top when you're looking through the actual PDF. Like, overall, I feel like this is a pretty awesome set piece. Like, I know Nick's in. So we're going to run this in November. I think it's going to be a fun get together. I think I'm going to use the old Death in Space ones. So with that said, let me, I'm going to set up. I'm going to do a quick 15-minute record. $25, yeah, it's a good amount. 10. It's $10 if you just buy the base one. 25 if you want the physical. So let's do our 10-minute recording. Where's Corbin Dallas when you need him? I think I know what I'm going to say already for this. I'm going to start my timer here so I can see how long I've been recording when I do this. We're hitting the 2-hour mark. This should be about 15 minutes. Then I got a little bit to talk about afterwards. So let's set up to start recording. Flip the timer. We're going to put on our ad. Where are you at? Whoop. And then we're going to start recording. Let me get the music going. You guys know how this goes. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome back to EFP Live. We are going over ARKYVR today and why you should have this for your Mothership games. Honestly, for any game. If you like things like What We Do in the Shadows or, I don't know, Starship Troopers, and you've thought about the people who are filming this stuff, how in the living shit are they still alive? That's a really good question. I don't know either, but this game lets you play that out. I was at Gamehole Con in October 2024. A good friend of mine, Rob Whelan, recommended 2 games. We looked at Wild Sea last week. This week, in our live show, we took a deep dive into ARKYVR. ARKYVR is an add-on for Mothership. This is 68 pages of glorious, glorious horror. If you are a 4 to 5 person camera crew recording the shit show of Aliens or Jason X, really any space craziness that you can think of. My audience came with a bunch of crazy ideas, and we're going to be running this coming up. But before we talk about that, let's talk about what you get. There are 2 ways to get this, like most games right now. You can either pick up the PDF, or you can pick up the PDF plus print. You can pick up the PDF plus print for $25, super cost effective, and I can even show you kind of what you're getting into here. I think that this is a great physical piece to have on your shelf. Is it a requirement? No, it's not a requirement. Do I think it's a great piece to add? Yeah. So let's look at where you can get it and how. Obviously, the links will be down below. So at Gamehole Con, I got lucky enough to see these guys, and I picked up the whole 9 yards. I already own Mothership. I have the original one for it. But when I picked this up, not only did I get the 28-page from cover to cover, I also got their pad here, which you're going to need for the game, which is your shot lists, and also the recording part of it, which is the other side. They even printed your personal equipment stuff on cards here that you can place on the character sheet for people to make it easier to learn the game. On the screen, you can see their itch. This is where you can pick it up for a solid $10, and you can see you can pick up the core book for it. But on top of that, you can also pick up all of their downloads that go with it. And I can showcase some of these off for you as well. The character sheet, the deliverables contract, the PME cards, the shot list, the free preview is on there. The logo animation, which is super cool. That is actually this right here, which I think is solid to even include that. You don't have to do that, but they did. And then you also get your Warden Aid cheat sheet. And it's super cost effective. $10 each, download it. But you can go over to Alewood, and Alewood talks about everything that has to do with ARKYVR and why they did it. There's a good review here as well as part of Quinn's Quest. There's Zine Monthly. There's an audio drama for you to look at as well. And you can pick it up either through them there, or you can pick it up through Tuesday Night Games, the maker of Mothership, for $25. That's a physical copy plus a PDF. I don't think this comes with all the extra goodies I got. That may only be a convention-based thing, but you get all the PDFs, so you can print them out on your own if you want. It's not that crazy. SolarCom wants you to have it. I don't want to ruin what SolarCom is, but it's a huge chunk of the game. So I love that they built this out and made a what if you were recording the horrors of space. I'm going to flip through all the PDFs that come in here so you can see what they look like. And we're going to glance through the ARKYVR zine, the 68-page zine, so you know what's available. All right, this is pretty easy, but I feel like you kind of want to know. So our zine, which we're going to go through, by the way, that is a lens that opens and closes. And it's M for Mothership. Great logo for it. You get your character sheet, which is not form fillable. I made mine form fill. It's not too hard to do. I would maybe look at getting a form-filled version made, or maybe they're going to make one in the future. I'll ask them when I get a chance. Here's your PME cards that you can print out as well. Your shot list that you need for the game. This is the area where you mark your downloaded 3-minute segments of captured data. You know, if it survived. The deliverables contract, which is what the warden or the GM rolls beforehand. These are the shots you have to get as you go through the game. And then a little bit of a warden cheat sheet. Pretty simple. But the game itself is gorgeous. As we scroll through this, you can see the horrors and atrocities that are going on. It even opens with roll 2d10 and name your ship. During the live show, I think we came up with the mighty Jordowski is what ours was, but you get to randomly roll it and they start you right away. This overview is a great representation of what you are about to jump into. Like, this nails it home in a way that I think this 2 paragraphs you should read to yourself when you pick it up. But like I said, it's if you are playing the people recording the atrocities and horrors of space horror movies. Jason X. I keep falling to Jason X. How do you survive that if you're recording it? The zine is made to use in conjunction with Mothership 1E, so you will need a copy of that. I believe the core book is free for Mothership, and I think it's $20 for the print PDF version of the Warden's Manual. There's a couple other things I would add. Hull Breach is a great, big, fatty book that you could also add in to make this go easier. Character creation is simple. If you've made Mothership characters, it's the same style, but this brings new industry backgrounds into the game. On top of that, your philosophy as a film person. You can see that we ended up with a media therapist, and a fly on the wall, I believe, was our film philosophy. The classes, there are 4. And this is where I think some of the meat of the game really kicks in. Instead of playing, what is it, Scientist, Marine, and whatever the other 2 are in Mothership, you replace those classes with this. Now, I will say you could easily have a Marine with them and they're recording that Marine, going through all the stuff they're doing. So if it's aliens, your job is to get those shots of the Marine doing Marine stuff. Have it be Ripley or whoever it is from the series. The camera operator, they have to get the shots. They have the final call. They have a great job description for each one, what their duties are, their stat bonuses, their saves. You'll notice when rolling, they get advantage on sanity saves while observing through the camera lens. And then it also has their trauma response to things, low wounds. They get a special camera with an ability to attack if you're a camera operator using the legs on it. And they kind of break down what their job is. You got the producer, same concept. You're the person directing everything. Also, this piece here you use to send back pieces, or film clips that you record back to your ship. And there's a ruggedness rule that there's a chance that you lose your footage if you don't do it right. So like beaming it is like a 90% chance of being successful. But if you're on the ship and you try to use their ship to send it back to clear room off of your camera, it's like a 60-something%. It's pretty wild that you can lose footage. And the reason that's important is you get a shot list, which we'll hit up later in this. You can see their gear. The sound recordist, I'm telling you what, this person probably loses their mind more than anybody else listening to the crazy alien signals that come out that butcher your brain and drive you insane. Because stress is a thing in Mothership. And then, of course, you have your utility technician, your grip, your lighter, with these hydraulic legs to be the strength to kind of support the weight of all the dumb decisions your camera crew is going to make. Like holding up the grate to get the shot through the grate as an alien runs over top of it and not crush your entire crew. Or pull a door open and hold it open so the camera can put its lens through to get the shot. Things like that is this person's job. A lot of witty, fun, corporate, I don't know, propaganda throughout this book. And you'll see here that in the class sheet, they even show you your different classes and what you can record, or not record, but what you get for your abilities. And this is built into the sheet. I will say, I do wish they explain character creation a touch more, but they don't, so it is what it is. They make it so it's just on the sheet. They tell you like your stat rolls, your save rolls. They also tell you your ARKYVR piece and your skills and what you get with each class that you pick. And then if you get a trained or an expert or a master skill on top of that, with a pretty good skill list here. I just wish when we got to the skill list in ARKYVR, they told you how many you got. I think they expect you to know from running Mothership, though. It's that whole place over top of the rules bleed through that you need to know for Mothership. Brand new skills and the 3 different levels. And they even have new workspace modules for your ships. You start with 5 units. You get to pick one of these. But between KCR money and also, you know, doing favors, filming right, you could get extra things as well, like a battery farm that has 4 spare PEM batteries that make it easier to swap instead of waiting the 2 hours for them to charge. If you have this battery farm and you make it back to your ship, it charges in 1. Fun things like this that become the nuancy problems of the game. But this here is where the heart and soul of the actual game start. They give you ideas of the filming process, pre-production, with tables that you roll on. That sheet that I showed earlier, they kind of break it down for you. I wish it was turned to make it easier to read. They do that later. I might turn it in my copy. They talk about production, the basics, the shot list, and the warden pre-rolls the shot list that the players have to get done, which I think is kind of awesome. Like, you're going in knowing the shots that you need. You can see an example here of suspense lighting on handwritten note. There's audio for it as well. You can see the bonuses they did make or didn't make on top of how much of their storage they've used. It's a dope idea with production notes as well, and they're even like writing numbers down, and it's just, I don't know, man. It's got so much heart. Horror heart, but heart nonetheless. They talk about the production battlefield, what's difficult, PEM versus SEM, which is primary equipment versus secondary equipment. Those are important. They're modules that you wear and carry. They talk about the capture sequence, and they even talk about, like, look, this is super important. Most of the time, you as the players are supposed to be talking about the shots that you want to get for the upcoming scene, not the ones that the warden is directing you in. You're the producer, camera crew, recorder, and grip. Your job is to set the scenes that you want to get. And they talk about thinking about your favorite horror movies and pull from them to get your shots. I think that's a great way to do this because you're making the movie you want to make out of the horror and craziness that's there. And they talk about how SolarCom has numerous crews come out to record these things, that if you die, the group continues playing, and then you make another character and you only know the shot list, and the party has to bring you up to speed, adding to that horror and drama and levity of the situation. The capture sequence is broken down. You can see it's, you know, the 4 crew people trying to record a person dying to an alien. This one's Spartan kicking it, the alien exploding, you losing your camera person. Your grip. You lose your grip. They talk about setting the scenes, how to assist in the capture, what you're doing. And there's a lot of bonuses if you really play as a group together well. I think that's awesome. There's coverage bonuses, discoverable media, old school media like vinyl records, Betamaxes, things like that. Signals get corrupted, so bad things can happen when you send it home. And I'll remind you that SolarCom is looking for the best possible outcome. If you fail those outcomes after your production is done, there's a chance they send a hit squad after you to kill you. But don't worry, you can pick up another contract and try to redeem your name so you don't die. I don't know how that's going to go, but good luck, archivers. There's post-production goals and reviews and how it functions. They break it down again off the sheet so you know how to use it, which is really smart. And from here down, there's lore. And I don't want to ruin the lore, so I'm going to fast forward. But they do something really cool. They teach you how to create your scenes, how to use the scenario builder, but also how to hack pre-existing Mothership modules. And this is where it's important. If you have things like Hull Breach or Epsilon or any of those mini ones, they teach you how to roll still and what phases to skip to roll your module up. I think you can make an adventure for this in just like 30 minutes. They have situation locations. They have mining stations. What's there? If there's sound and audio problems, entity encounters. I mean, it just goes on and on. And this book gives you so many good tables. I feel like you could play this game for a while as long as your Archiver crew survives. The assignment that you have to do, there's different categories from the day in life of, featuring a personnel, a work party, the spin, the incident report, or my favorite, the public service announcement. You know, the do you want to know more? That whole PSA. I love that they did that. They talk about how there is what you can record and deliverables and how this functions and flows. It makes a lot of sense once you read through the whole thing. And as we scroll through, I thought this was going to be it. I thought they were going to talk to you about how to build this stuff, and that was all we're going to get. We hit that PSA, and I was excited. But it goes on to give you things like intel, strategic horror, debriefings, rumors that you can find. And then they have an entire twist tale, like, did you know that there's a space cult out here that follows a floating orb that apparently absorbs people and kills them and drinks their blood? You know, Phantasm in space. It just has so much. And I feel like this is a must-have if you're a Mothership player, even if like one person's just a cameraman following, like a war journalist. They also have rules for the wrap, when you're going to wrap up the review process and what you've done. And they break down how you score them and what's going to happen and how they get paid out, if Solarcom is going to let them live or die, or if they're going to take all their information they have, and so on. There's a lot of propaganda behind here that the GM knows that the players don't, that kind of sways the opinion of Solarcom. There are side hustles, deliverables, factions. It just keeps going as we go through the 50s in this 68-page count. Cultural climates, if you need to roll things, what's in the room, NPC demeanor, like all that shit that you need that you can pre-roll. Even really evocative backgrounds for NPCs, which I think is super cool, because if you don't run this kind of thing, you don't think about the motives as much. And someone on camera and off camera is going to be a little different, which is fun. And then we got into discoverable media, which I talked about earlier, and you got celluloid films, vinyl records, videotapes, Betamax, audio cassette, magnetic tapes, digital media, Laserdisc, all those things that are that like media we used to buy growing up in the 80s and 90s and on. And it's now in space, and those carry these crazy things on them that you can learn about. Feel bad for your recordist. They're probably going to lose their mind before anybody else. As a signal corrupts, there are media randomizers for what they see. There is signal corruption and what it'll look like. The cage is where you buy new gear. 2 pages for that. And then the very back of the book is a quick reference. I feel like they nailed this. I feel like this is a really good how to record horrific things in space using Mothership. For $25, this is a fucking steal. And to be honest with you, short of missing hyperlinks and a little bit of like, hey, look at the character sheet, just that line for your skills and what you get, it's a pretty perfect piece. If you want to see more of ARKYVR, coming up in November, we are going to be doing a 3 to 4 part series of ARKYVR played on EFP. So hit the subscribe, follow, and turn on all. And in the second week of November, I believe that Tuesday, we're going to be picking up and starting our fun little Thanksgiving in space version of ARKYVR. If this is a live show, stay around. If this is you watching this recorded later on in the future, I hope this doesn't get corrupted. Maybe I made my check. And as always, watch, listen, learn, be a better gamer. There's going to be a subscribe here as we're trying to hit our 500 count to bring more to the channel. And of course, other videos to watch. Thank you so much. go get your recording on. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording here, everybody. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a really fun piece. I'm stuck with this. I think this is brilliant. Let me see a little bit of the show him the puppets. Introduce him to Winnie the Pooh. Give him a tiny red card keychain to reminisce on. What the fuck are you guys talking about? Oh, Corbin Dallas. How do you survive escape pod? True. Dream of Freddy. Even better show him One Piece. I'm gonna be preoccupied for years. Man, I was sticking with horror movies, but that's kind of brilliant. I really enjoy this. I think this is a great set piece. I'm really excited to do this as a show. I'll be back this week at some point. I did get a pretty decent sized gig that I have to start up here, doing some work for a company. Can't say much other than that. But I'll still be around. We will probably meet back here this week sometime, maybe Friday, to go over how I'm going to set up for the show. I'm going to use pre-existing overlays. I just got to go through and set up the cards. I think we're going to use the old Death in Space ones. I may even have some injected, like, you get to inject a media thing in, and they're going to be gold cards where you can buy them by, you know, spending your crystals, because we have so many crystals available for people. I think that's a good show to do that in, where you can do that. And of course, we're going to have the death timer. We had a timer when we did Death in Space, and I'm going to bring it back for this show. I think it's needed. I think that idea of the marathon timer is a great way to run this. And I think that the entity is going to show up anytime the timer hits 0. So cards played will help affect that as we go through. But that is it for me today. I have a dinner to get to, everybody. Thank you for joining me for the live show. Hope you guys had fun. I'll be back on Friday with some more information. Maybe we'll start building our first adventure, because of course the players are going to be in on it and the cast is not. That's it for me on EFP Live. I'll see you guys all in a few days. Go get something to drink and eat, and I don't know, watch some fucking horror movies. October's almost over. Bye, everybody.